Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Rare Breed Spin Along, and in this episode we're looking at Border Leicester. If you're new here, my name is Becca and I'm a hand spinner, knitter and newbie weaver, and you're very welcome to my little fibre art space in my home in West Wales. If you're an old friend, welcome back. So the Border Leicester originates from the East Midlands of England. It is the UK's largest breed and it's a very distinctive looking sheep. It's sort of got a very long neck, very upright ears, and it has been a distinctive breed since the 1850s. So the Border Leicester is often used to cross with other breeds in the same way as the Blue-faced Leicester is used to create a more superior fleece than you might get on just a mountain breed where it could be quite coarse. By crossing with the Border Leicester, then you get a better fleece that's got more uses and therefore the farmer can get a higher price for it. So let's have some fibre facts. The Border Leicester is a longwool and it has a staple length of between 15 and 20 centimetres. That's 6 to 8 inches. It's got a high lustre, and the micron count is between 29 and 32, and the Bradford spin rate is between 48 and 50. So just for a bit of reference, a merino, the spin rate is 80 and the micron count is normally around 18, and that really gives you an idea that it's more of a medium type of wool. So this is my 100 grams of Border Leicester, and I bought it just before Christmas, which is why it's in Christmas paper. And let's just have a look at it. So it's a carded bat, bit of vegetative material in it. Gonna have to pick quite a lot of that out, I think. And I'm going to spin this in chunks. I'm just going to take off chunks and spin it like that. And I'm going to spin it against type. So I'm going to spin it worsted, although it is a woolen preparation when it's like this. Yep, bit of getting rid of bits of hay and grass, and I don't think there's anything too big in here, but I'm just going to, pick them out and we'll go from there. Today I'm spinning from a bat, and I bought this from Benridge Woolworks, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about how we can go ahead and buy some of these breeds. And the really rare ones, they're quite difficult to get as comb top, and certainly I found that the Border Leicester I couldn't buy comb top. What Benridge Woolworks do is they buy direct from the farmer. So they are giving more of the money that you buy as the hand spinner directly to the farmer. It hasn't gone through the big auction process. So this has pros and cons. It means that it doesn't have the British wool mark, and so it hasn't been through the grading system. And that's pros and cons to it. So somebody that grades wool for the Wool Marketing Board has been through a 5-year apprenticeship, so they know exactly how to grade wool. If you're having your wool graded by somebody who hasn't been through that apprenticeship, then you are very much relying on their judgments, whether they are a hand spinner. And so it doesn't really matter if you're buying from a small producer or maybe a slightly larger producer. If you haven't got that wool mark, you don't have those guarantees. On the other side, if you're buying from Benridge Woolworks, they don't have a wool mark, but they are giving more of your money that you pay them to produce it or sort it, or the various things that they do. More of that money is going to the farmer. So if you are a farmer in the UK, it is extremely difficult to make any money from your fleece, because by the time you've paid to have it shorn, you've paid to transport it to your depot, the Wool Marketing Board depot, then that has been graded and gone through the auction process. It's a globalised market. you're probably not getting that much money back. So for lots of farmers, actually, fleece is not something they make money on. However, if you're buying direct from a shepherd, if you're buying direct from a farmer, then obviously that money is going directly to them. They are not kind of losing so much money on the fleece. You then obviously have to prepare it yourself. If you buy from somewhere like Benridge Woolworks, then they actually have a service where they scour and they've put this through a carding machine, and so that you've got a bit of that preparation done for you. I think you're not getting the same sort of product that you're getting if you buy a comb top with a British wool mark. Only you can answer the question where you're going to buy your wool from, because it's going to depend on your situation. If you've got lots of space to do kind of preparation and kind of lots of places where you can dry your fleece and process it properly, then actually buying direct from a farmer, buying a raw fleece direct from a farmer is going to be a really good thing to do. However, if you don't have the equipment or the space or the time, then buying prepared fleece is really going to be a much better option for you. My preference is for a comb top. I don't spin a woolen spin very often. It is not my default spin at all. I can put it on my blending board. I can kind of play around with it in the dye bath, and I like it as a product. I have obviously bought some bats, and it's okay. It's not my favourite way of buying fleece. But only you will know what's going to work for you. So a little bit earlier today, I got the wheel out and spun up some of this carded bat, and I shall just drop the footage in so you can see how I got on. I really enjoyed spinning it. It's a really lovely fibre. I mean, just my type of fibre, and it is quite often used to blend with other fibres. So you definitely could blend it with some silk or some angora, or you could make a really lovely mixture with some other long wools and maybe a sort of a slightly shorter staple that was a little bit finer. You could go really wild with it. It takes the dye very well, and I definitely think I am going to work with this again. As I said, I have had a problem trying to find it as a comb top. So I was drafting against type, because a carded preparation is a woolen preparation. You would more normally spin it in a woolen spun, so a backward draw, a long draw. But because I want to use this for weaving, I want a sturdier type of yarn, so I am spinning it against type. I'm doing a short forward draw, so I'm getting a worsted spin. I think it's lovely to spin. I know that Benridge have invested in a new carding machine since I bought this. I have a slight criticism in that there was quite a lot of VM in it, and there were a few second cuts. I honestly think you get that in all prepared fibres, even comb top, but there was maybe a bit more than I was expecting. And there was a little bit of kemp in it, which really, I don't think you should have a lot of kemp in personally. So I'm sort of gonna try them again, and now they've got their new carder, just see if that's made an improvement. However, I definitely would love to buy more fleece from them, and as the weather gets a bit better, I am going to buy some of their fleece in the grease, and also they also do some scoured wool as well, and that is something I'm going to look at getting from them. I like the fact that more of the money goes to the farmer. That's very important to me. They have a wonderful selection of different wools. I mean, you can basically get just about every rare breed you can think of. They also have British alpaca very often listed on the site. So overall, I'm very impressed with them. I like the way they run their company. I am going to try the carded bats again. Now they've got their new machine. If I find that it's not quite what I want, then I still would be extremely happy to part with my money and support their company. But I would just buy a slightly different preparation. So I'd probably just buy the scoured fleece. Okay, so let's have a look and see how this yarn looks after I've plied and finished it. So here's the little sample I knitted up, and I have to say I'm not going to put quite as much twist in the next lot, and I think the crimp sort of caught me unawares. There's quite a lot of crimp, and I think I really bit too much twist in the ply as much as anything, and I'm sort of somewhere between 14 and 12, so it's about a DK. I really enjoyed spinning this. I keep saying that. I really enjoyed spinning this, and definitely a breed I want to spin again. So if you are spinning along, then please share your spins on social media and use the hashtag RareBreedSpinAlong. I am on Instagram as Ply and Dye, and if you tag me, I will share your spins in my stories. So this is an ongoing series. There are 27 rare breeds in the UK, so I'm only on number 6, so I've got another 21 to go, and I'm just going to carry on doing that throughout the year. If you'd like to follow the series from the very beginning, then I will link the playlist there, I think, or is it there? One side or the other. Anyway, until next time, may your needles be swift and your yarns be soft.